Did you know that some people lose up to 3 times less weight than others through the same exercise? And calorie reduction, so eating less, doesn't work equally well for everyone to lose weight. In this video I'll explain why and what role your genes play in this. Exercise is a popular strategy for shedding excess pounds. About 65% of members in gyms have the goal of losing some weight. Digital calorie counters on modern fitness equipment also allows you to track how excess calories disappear in real time. However, there's an interesting effect here. Personal trainers often observe that the same exercise program does not work equally well for everyone. There seem to be personal differences in how effectively exercise leads to weight loss. Danish researchers found this effect interesting and decided to get to the bottom of it. And just for your information, I'm simplifying the experiment to make it more understandable, but the basic principle remains the same. The researchers recruited participants for their diabetes prevention study. The participants had to use a stationary bike for 45 minutes 3 times a week for 10 weeks. What and how much they wanted to eat was up to them, so only the effect of exercise on weight loss was measured. After 10 weeks of iron discipline, the weight was measured, and one thing became clear. There seemed to be 2 groups. One group showed an average weight loss of 1.8 kg, while the other group showed only 0.3 kg of weight loss. So although they did exactly the same thing, one group lost 6 times as much weight as the other. Next, the scientists looked at the genes, and lo and behold, the culprit was found. The group that had lost weight relatively well also had functional PPARG genes. In the group that had lost weight poorly, this gene was defective. An effective PPARG gene apparently supports the strategy of losing weight through exercise. This effect of the PPARG gene has since been confirmed several times by other researchers in their experiments, and even more genes have been identified that also influence weight loss through sport. On average, it can be determined that weight loss with optimal genes is about 3 times higher than weight loss with defective genes. Let's take a closer look at this now. Let's take an example of 2 overweight friends who, as a New Year's resolution, have decided to lose weight. They sign up at the local gym and receive exactly the same training program from a personal trainer. Now discipline is needed. For 10 weeks, both work diligently towards their goal until the day of reckoning comes. They both step on the scale and lo and behold, one has lost 3 times as much weight as the other. Upon examining their genes, the cause becomes clear. One has optimal genes for losing weight through exercise, while the other seems to be sabotaged by his genes. This example illustrates that exercise is not equally effective for everyone in losing weight. However, please don't misunderstand. Physical activity is healthy and important for both of them, and both do lose weight. But for one, it leads to significantly more success than for the other. Feeling demotivated and exhausted, the friend with defective genes decides that a little exercise might be fun, but it won't help him achieve his goal. Both of them quit the gym and revert back to their old habits. A year later, on New Year's Eve, they find themselves back at square one. Both are overweight again and determined to make a change in the new year. This time they choose not to take the exhausting path of working out at the gym, but to simply eat less. This also saves calories and leads to weight loss. However, genes also play a role here. The 2 are roughly the same height, the same weight, and eat about the same amount. So they decide to take the journey together and save the same number of calories every day. Discipline is now required. After 10 weeks of strict abstinence, they step on the scale again. And this time, the differences are again massive. The one for whom exercise worked great to lose weight suddenly lost much less weight by eating less than his highly delighted friend. A look at the genes reveals the cause for this effect. One has optimal genes for losing weight through calorie reduction and therefore lost 3 times more weight than his friend with defective genes. Through these elaborate self-experiments, or much more simply by looking at their genes, we were able to identify that the first friend hardly lost weight through calorie reduction, but exercise was very effective for weight loss. On the other hand, his friend is the exact opposite. Exercise didn't work well, but eating less was a pleasant and effective method to reach the desired weight. So nature seems to distribute positive attributes quite unfairly, and until we can repair our genes, we have to live with the fact that not every weight loss strategy works equally well for everyone, and that we all carry genetic strengths and weaknesses within us. What you make out of this is up to you.